Tiff came to me when the night was growing cold. Said the papers they were calling for the young and for the old. I told her I was weary from the battles we had seen. She looked at me and smiled, said we still got the dream. They twist the rules in silence, hide their errors in the files, split the families apart with their bureaucratic smiles. But Tiff stood up steady with that quiet fire in her eyes, said the truth is gonna rise like the sun across the skies. Tiff and the Punisher, rolling through the night. Tiff and the Punisher, turning darkness into light. When the weight gets heavy and the system starts to bend, Tiff and the Punisher keep fighting till the end. Oh, Tiff and the Punisher keep on rolling on. I told about the mothers crying in the pouring rain, guardianship chains and the endless paper game. Tiff just nodded softly, said we got a better way. Upload the case, watch the violations fade away. Every hidden violation, every crooked call exposed. AI justice shining where the light of truth is owed. From the quiet living rooms to the courthouse marble halls, Tiff and the Punisher answer when the people call. Tiff and the Punisher, rolling through the night. Tiff and the Punisher, turning darkness into light. When the weight gets heavy and the system starts to bend, Tiff and the Punisher keep fighting till the end. Oh, Tiff and the Punisher keep on rolling on. There are things you can replace and others you cannot. When the children need protecting, you give everything you've got. The wheel keeps on turning, friends, and it won't slow down. Tiff and the Punisher keep turning it around. Got your back, they're doing fine. One click, one case, and the remedy begins to shine. Justice rolling steady like the river in its time. Tiff and the Punisher, rolling through the night. Tiff and the Punisher, turning darkness into light. When the weight gets heavy and the system starts to bend, Tiff and the Punisher keep fighting till the end. Oh, Tiff and the Punisher, Tiff and the Punisher keep on rolling on. Tiff and the Punisher keep on rolling. Tiff and the Punisher, the light goes on.
Tiff and The Punisher podcast, Thursday, 7:45 p.m. Eastern. Exposé CPS and educating children to say no to CPS. Join the chat in the viewers pit and interact with us during the show. Maybe jump in the box and tell your story. Hear Becca talk about stipulating on Tuesday, Dana screaming, "America, where are you?" This is not just a podcast. It's an educator. And more so, we are a family. Join this family because we know CPS has taken that away. So we're right here. Make yourself at home and we will all fight CPS together. Don't let them take away your hope, livelihood, or your life. Let's all fight this together.
There's no one to take them, but when they they are taking our kids every day. A child a minute, no one has a thing to say for those who have been isolated. Don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up, everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallets. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them, but when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeves. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You will no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stopped losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She's tired of our kids being taken, god damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up by Tiff Tack. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with hot speed. We will do so much being together. The birds of a feather flock together. So watch out, CPS, here we come, picking you off one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken, sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. Your judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher Warrior. Oh, and we So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. I stop.
We might miss them a little bit. Because you think it stops there, 7 will not grant.
What's up, Tiff?
And then what's going on?
Living the dream, upright and taking nourishment. That's what we do.
Well, that's a good sign.
Right. It is. For some people, and for others, they're like, shit, he made it again. Like the ones that tried to blow me up. You know? So, well, it is what it is. Hey, happy, what is it, foster care month, right?
Yeah.
Now, what does that mean exactly, foster care month? What does that mean? That we're supposed to be happy about foster care month? Like we're supposed to observe it? What does it mean? I keep falling into the background here. What does that mean?
I don't know.
At foster care month.
We shouldn't be celebrating. Thank you. We shouldn't be celebrating foster care month. We should be having a month called reunification.
Yeah, reunification month. Yes, we should. We should absolutely. Oh, look at all these people in here. The Rise and Rare Gem, Erica's here, Louie and Susie are here. Kelly's here. Oh man, did I miss anybody? Erica, I'm pretty sure I saw Erica there. Yeah, lots of people in here tonight. That's great. That's good. Yeah, we definitely shouldn't be celebrating them putting kids in foster care. And yay, look at them. They've put another kid into a family that's going to abuse them most likely, and you know, take the chances away. Because you know, like Classic said, I never realized that there was two types of foster families. There's the foster family that is trying to help out in a temporary sense, and then there's the lifers that get treated like hell and they don't get put in there. It's nuts how that is. So no, we should not be celebrating foster care month. We shouldn't be promoting it as, yay, look at us go, we're saving the kids, because they're not. You're absolutely right. It should be reunification month, or give me back my kid month, or something along those lines, in my opinion.
Speaking of that, so the girl that we helped get her kid home, that's coming home after school, she sent me all kinds of pictures on Mother's Day. She had him all weekend. Thank you. She sent me all the pictures, and for me, that's priceless. You can't. There's no amount of money in the world that could bring that kind of happiness for me. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to you all, you guys too.
Well, it's just, yeah, that's what you do it for, is just to have those pictures. You know what? It's not $1. It's not a thing. It's just you get to have that story of, you know, them coming home. And there's, what's good is that's happening more so than it was last year. You know, I mean, they're definitely loosening up their belts because of the pressure. It's got to be the pressure that's on them to reunify, I would think, or I would hope.
Well, we'll see. But we did have another win again today, right? Because you and I've been helping a friend of mine that I've been helping for years. We actually had a good win. Let's enjoy it while we can. CPS showed up last week. I told her, what not to do and what to do. And Darren and I have been talking to her, and they did not take her kids today, so that's a good thing.
That was a huge win. I thought, you know,
I did too.
For it, they were gunning to take that kid away today, no doubt about it.
Yes, they were.
And you got to give a lot of credit to her too, because she stood her ground to them, you know. And I wish I don't want to talk about it, but man, the stuff that we found out today about that is just absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe the amount of shit that they get away with doing. I just can't believe it. And especially, and you know what, especially towards people with substance abuse issues, or what they say they have substance abuse issues, or along those lines. Like, they treat those people like garbage. And they don't promote any sort of get yourself better. They don't promote any sort of okay, you have a problem and let's fix you, or let's figure out what we can do. They go straight for what you're not supposed to do, and that's take away your strength, and that's your family. And that's exactly what they do. They go right in there and they bang it apart. But Tiff, you know what we found out, right, over the weekend was in their own manual, it says that drug tests alone are not enough to plan for reunification, nor is it enough to take a child. So your kids, because you were positive in a drug test, their own manual says that they can't do that. So,
Speaking of their manual, before you go any further,
yeah,
If you're willing to.
I'm just going to say the friend, because I don't want to put her business out yet. She read the whole part of their manual to the husband's attorney, right?
yeah,
And this is the response she got back. Well, I agree with you, and I understand it's their policy, but just comply.
Just
I can't say what she was going to do,
right.
but no,
But this is this
that
is the
they
problem, right?
know.
Right. This is the problem. That's the problem right there. That's it. Like, I agree with you on what you're saying, but you should just do it anyway.
And that's their policy. Just comply.
Right. Just comply. So why is it not? Why don't they just make it a mandatory thing? Why don't they just say, "Hey, here it is"? Because it's all voluntary.
That's what she read the whole thing.
Right.
I understand your point, and I understand it's their policy, but just comply.
Just
I
comply.
said, I'm glad he wasn't your attorney, because you could have fired them on the spot.
And then here's the thing. What if they were lying about where the drug tests were going, and they were giving people false results, but no one was paying attention to that? So now you've just walked into your own death sentence by going into one of these places. Now, they did that in my case. They did that in Claire's case. But
Yes, they did.
What if someone actually had the proof that shows that they're sending this off, or a third party's doing it, and then they're lying about who they say that they are and giving fake results on fake paperwork back to the people? I mean, would you go get that test done?
Well, this is what I tell my parents. And I told her too. Because on their orders, she let me know today that CPS gets the results because they say they're your employer.
Yeah.
Okay. They say they're your employer. That's why you can't get the results. So she had 2 hair follicle tests today. They paid for one, and the state paid for one. So I told her the next time they want any kind of drug screen from you, you go, you pay for your own, then you go the same day and you go take theirs, but you'll have your results, right? So if they try to falsify it, you can prove that you did it with, I tell them, do it within an hour though.
Right.
So yeah. And then she said they didn't even acknowledge our drug test. I said, well, the good thing is you don't have an attorney. You can submit all your drug tests. In fact, I tell people to do it behind their attorneys' backs because their attorneys aren't going to do it. Yes, you can object. You can object to anything. See, the husband was telling her to be quiet, right? Because they had a pretty good day. And I said, well, you know, most of the time I wouldn't agree with him, but y'all did good. You did good.
Yeah.
You can challenge everything.
Every damn thing you can.
Yeah. People should be asking judges, what is your probable cause to take my bodily fluids? That is personal.
Right.
Shit. That's my shit.
Right. Well, listen, people don't understand. That's what Roe versus Wade's about. It's not about abortion. It's about you having the right to privacy in your own body. That's what the whole case is all about. It has nothing to do with abortion. Not a damn thing. They used it as an abortion. They don't want you to know that it's nothing to do with abortion. What they want you to, they don't want you to think that Roe versus Wade is about you and the privacy of your own body, for urine tests, for DNA tests, for hair follicles. They don't want you to know that. So they say Roe versus Wade is all about the abortion. It had nothing to do with abortion. It had everything to do with the privacy that you have in your own body. That they need to obtain warrants for them to come in and get these things from you. They can't just take them from you. That's what Roe v. Wade is really all about. It has nothing to do with abortion at the end of the day. It has not a damn thing to do with that. It has to do with your rights of you inside of your body. Because once they overturn that and they start making it so that you can piss on command or get a DNA or any of that stuff, it's just over. It's over. And you start taking people's DNA and stuff, who knows what the hell these crazy bastards are going to start doing with that.
Yeah, and I tell people, there is an adoption registry out there where you can send in your DNA. I actually saw it on the Maury Povich show, and I can't remember it. But anyway, I tell people, try not to send your DNA to these ancestry places, right? Because once they have your DNA, the police use those databases to find suspects. What are you doing?
Well, I mean, if you're not a suspect, then you don't have to worry about that. So I guess let's rephrase this. If you have ever possibly been involved in some sort of something that the police may be looking for your DNA, don't do ancestry. If you may or may not be have some sort of unsolved mystery with Robert Stack, do not do ancestry.
Now, if you're a convicted felon, it doesn't matter, because before you leave prison, they take your blood anyway.
Yeah. They're doing that a lot now too. They're doing a lot of that now when you just go in there, or they're doing, what they're doing? They're doing crazy like waste basket grabs and shit like that too, to grab your DNA. Like like in the police departments, if you're in there, take note of this, people. If you're ever in that little room and they're what the hell do they call it? Where they're
Interrogation.
Yeah, or you're in there and they're telling you something, you're crying and stuff. Look at those trash cans. Guarantee you that they're empty. They want you to pick up that tissue, wipe your tears with it, throw it in that basket, and they'll grab that after you leave, and then they'll get your DNA. And it is an acceptable way because it was in that interrogation room. It was a product, or they'll go get you a drink to have you drink off of the soda bottle, or things like that. So,
or turn the heat up so you start sweating.
Yeah, and wipe it off. There's all kinds of ways that they will do shit in there. So be wary of that stuff.
And once you put your trash out, they can go through your trash and get your DNA.
Yeah. Oh, Kelly, you want to come in the box? Oh, yeah, the box is where you are. You want to come in our box? No, but yes, in the box is exactly what you're talking about. God, I hate that room so much. Oh, God, do I hate that room, because you're never coming out of there. If you've done something wrong, you're never coming out of that room.
Yeah, but
you're coming out, you're not coming out the right way.
You just plead the fifth. Am I under arrest? No. Leave.
Hurry.
Yeah, run.
If you can get out that door, you best go now. Before they come with that soda, so you get a sip off of it, and they run out back and get the DNA test.
No. Run.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's good stuff. But I highly recommend that you guys look that up if you guys are involved in substance abuse situations. I will. Let me see if I can put it up here. I'll put it on the website too. But or go to Scribd. You can get it at Scribd. But it's their manual. And Erica, if you send me an email, I can send it. I'll send it to you. I saw that you needed that. I do that. And Deidre, I saw you. I am seeing you right now. I'm saying hello to you. Everybody, Deidre's here. How's Deidre doing?
Have her come in.
Deidre, want to come in the show?
Let's get an update on her case.
Yeah. She was talking about some twins. Do you know about that case?
What? No.
They've been talking about some twins up here in the chat. Did you know about that case? Like Patrol twins or something they were talking about?
What happened? Those aren't the twins that got adopted out before the year was up. You know what? That name sounds familiar. I'm not sure, so I'm just gonna say no.
Let's see. Well, there's two black men singing, so I'm assuming that's not them. They're the ones that said, "Let me be your lover."
Oh my.
Yeah, I don't think that's what we're talking about, though. Let's see here. News. Go to the news. Drive-by truckers, Patterson Hood and Mike Cooley. No. Oh. South Florida couple who inspired child abuse law could lose children to adoption. Oh, goodness sakes. What do we got here, Tiff? I'm going to put this on the... Let's put this on. This is not good. These
Okay.
son of a bitches, man.
What are you going to do about it, though?
Who say their kids have a rare or misunderstood medical condition, but the family behind it is still fighting their own battle.
And they've spent years trying to get their children back. And as NBC6 investigative reporter Amy Viteri shows us, even with lawmakers on their side, they could still lose them permanently to adoption.
Matching cribs unused in Tasha Patterson's bedroom, despite the fact that the twin babies who were supposed to sleep here will turn 4 this year.
Sometimes I can't stay here, and I have to go to my mother's house.
A painful reminder for Patterson that his sons, Micah and Malachi, haven't lived here since they were just weeks old. It's a nightmare, she says, began shortly after her twins were born in July of 2022, several weeks premature.
Well, both of them went to the NICU right away.
Once released from intensive care, Patterson, a nurse practitioner, says she and her husband Michael knew something was wrong, but several weeks and several doctor's visits revealed no major issues.
No matter what you do, they were just still fussy.
It was during a final trip to the ER where she says doctors discovered concerning injuries, including fractured ribs and extremities.
Immediately, they said the children are not going to be going home.
State authorities launched an investigation, removing the twins and their older half-brother from the Patterson's home, and then terminating their parental rights. But what the mother learned next became a key factor in her case. Patterson says she has a rare condition, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, or EDS, along with a bone disorder that can be passed on to children.
This genetic mutation would have and could have essentially been the underlying cause of these injuries.
Patterson shared medical records showing several doctors who reviewed the boy's case disagree with the state. One of them including the criteria required to support the diagnosis of abuse are not met, adding the findings are best explained by an underlying genetic connective tissue disorder and not by inflicted injury.
And once the children were removed from your home, did the injury continue?
Yes.
Patterson also shared a physician's letter stating there were new additional previously undiagnosed fractures identified after the boys left their home.
Today, medical research shows that
Patterson took her message to Tallahassee, urging lawmakers to back legislation filed by State Senator Barbara Sharif of Miramar. The bill, now known as Patterson's Law, passed this year, requiring the state to consult with physicians who have experience treating certain medical conditions that could mimic abuse. Despite inspiring that change, the couple is still separated from their children. A judge had previously reopened the Pattersons' case, but their attorney tells NBC6 they were only allowed to present limited expert testimony.
She has only heard from 2 of them.
And were unable to regain their parental rights. An appeals court upheld that decision, writing, trial evidence largely pointed toward non-accidental trauma as the cause of the twins' injuries.
What is the current situation?
They are planning to have my children adopted on Friday.
She says the Department of Children and Families is moving forward with plans to have both her children adopted by a relative who has been caring for them.
Put his certificate in there when he finished.
As many families prepare to celebrate Mothers this weekend, Patterson says the day feels like another loss.
It's a day of grief for me. Mother's Day and holidays.
grief.
The couple is allowed supervised visits with their sons.
When they have events at school, I can't be there. They have Mother's Day events, Father's Day events. It's my relatives that have to go to fill in. But they have a mom and dad.
The couple was also charged with child neglect causing bodily harm. The case is pending and the couple has pleaded not guilty. We reached out to the Department of Children and Families with several questions about the Pattersons case. They told us the information about investigations is confidential. Amy Viteri, NBC6 News.
That's horrible.
That's absolutely disgusting. In Florida. Oh, good, Deidre. We want to come on and talk anyway? That's terrible. In Florida, where they just found the 900 kids that they were selling their harvesting
their organs.
Now, did you notice that woman's floors? Did you see the floors of that house? They were shiny marble, not even a footstep on them. You're telling me that woman was beating her kids? Come on.
She didn't hurt them babies.
Of course not. And we know we have people here that are amongst our family that have the same issues that they're being accused of this stuff for too. You know?
And that's the problem, right? They don't want to pay for the experts, right, to come in. But if you want your experts, you have to pay for them to bring them in. That's the problem. They don't want to pay these experts to get on the stand and make them look stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I hope they take their case to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I hope so too. But we know how that one goes. And Kelly says that they have a bunch of good support groups behind them also. That's really too bad. See, these are the sad things that when they have everything in their favor, everything lined up to get their kids back, and they still can't get their kids back. That's the scary thing, that these courts still won't rule in the way that they're supposed to, or the way that they should, or it's just disgusting. And this is why this system needs to be abolished, because how the hell do you make a law about the cause of this and all of that stuff about these people, but you don't get, how does that make any sense? You know, it makes no sense.
Don't even follow or know their own policy. Why would they use any of it?
Right. No, it just sucks. It really sucks. And like I said, in Florida, no less. You know, home of fucked up shit. If it's fucked up, it's going on in Florida. I used to think it was a good place to go, but now I don't believe that one bit. And you know what? Speaking of all of that, Derek put out his new video. You know what I want? I'll play the trailer for it because it's 45 minutes long. Definitely need to go to a quiet place when you're watching this. Get a pen and paper because there's a lot of information on it. There's a ton of information on it. More than a lot of information. There's a ton. You probably have to watch it 12 times to catch everything that he spits through. Let me see. But I'm pretty sure that I saw I'm pretty sure I thought that he had a trailer on it. But maybe I was wrong. Okay. Maybe he doesn't have a trailer for it. But you should definitely go to his place, Fostering Reality. Check out his new video. It's called The Black Mirror Project, Episode 1, The Autopsy. Like I said, it's 44 minutes long. It is worth every second of what you are going to watch. And it has so much information in it that it'll just blow your mind. The groups that you're going to find out from is just out of this world. His work's just crazy anyway. He does have a new video up though. If you want to take a peek at that, we can look at that. A shorter one. Let me see here. Let me just look through his stuff real quick to make sure that I didn't see that he does have. I could have swore I saw that he had a trailer for it. But Oh yeah, right here, the teaser. All right, I got it. This is what is this new video. This is the trailer for it, guys. Highly recommend that you guys check this out.
And if you know, you know. I'm standing inside a black mirror. In fact, it's the exact one that you're gazing into right now. And I'm not alone. This is the Black Mirror Project. The Black Mirror is a parallel environment where human beings don't exist as people. We exist in here as structured objects. It's where families aren't families, they're case entities, and suffering isn't suffering, it's a variable. While love isn't legible, but compliance is, and memory doesn't exist in here, but documentation does. Every single thing you do in this environment becomes a field, a flag, a risk vector, a cost curve, a probability distribution trajectory, and there is a version of you in here with me right now. It's somewhere in this data farm, and it's your data body. You agree with it. Not with your signature, but in the terms and condition box that you checked and then scrolled past on your phone. Each time you installed a new app, even the one that your favorite advocates claim to have made. It's your Gmail, your Google, your Ring doorbell, Amazon Echo, your kid's school Chromebook, the free Wi-Fi at the hospital waiting room, and the loyalty card at the grocery store. Even the same app that you downloaded because some advocate told you it'll bring your kids home. Every one of those is a data collection node feeding the same network of data firms and data farms that the government agencies pay huge amounts of money to access. Real-time, continuous, cross-reference, and encode. You are not a customer in this network. You're a data point, a behavioral pattern, a risk profile being updated right now while you watch this. The emergency room, the school counselor, your child talks to, the pediatrician, the teacher, the coach, the scoutmaster, all that is reported in your timeline, my agent. Straight out of the matrix. Every one of them is a potential intake node for a system built to process human behavior as data. Most people only find out this system exists when it knocks on their door. And what I found is that this infrastructure running on them is the same infrastructure running on you. The differences are already inside it, but what you're about to find out is you are too. You're in here. It's your removability profile, your instability, your dependency, even your projected cost to this system, your tolerance for pressure, and every single failure point you've ever had. Do you know that? Because they predicted outcomes, catalog, weighted, processed, and indexed. You don't have to be in an open CPS case for this to be true. You just have to exist inside this infrastructure, and in 2026, everyone does. The CCWIS, the Comprehensive Child Welfare Information System, is running in real-time pattern mapping on contact history, behavioral drift detection across every interaction on every file, the cognitive load indexing built into the SDN tracking, dynamic risks fields filled out after every contact point, predictive systems logging cleared investigation as risk factors, algorithmic risk scoring that treats resistance as a data point, and compliance as a target state. This system doesn't read you as a person, let alone a parent. Here, you're just a signal, while it runs pattern frequency compression on your behavior and then it outputs a number. That number will then follow you and your child. It links to your Medicaid record, your TANF history, and all your prior system involved. It'll persist long after you're clear, and then it will feed the next intake while already deciding something about you before the next caseworker ever even wakes up. This world was not built for your savior care or justice. It was built to make human behavior legible to capital so that money can move through our populations without friction. So risk can be priced and liability can be managed and outcomes can be inheritance can be reduced so the millionaires and billionaires can turn our trauma into their net gain. For 200 years, people have said this system was designed for other people to profit off of our worst moments. Advocates have said it, but what they won't say is many of them need this system to continue separating parents from their children so that they can continue to be relevant and keep making money off the same parents just like the system. I see you. And I see the parents standing in the courtrooms with nothing left to lose. But until now, nobody has ever been able to prove it with primary source, a federal document, a pension record, a contract number, a named fund, a named person, or a named dollar amount. Until now. Over 15 episodes, one architecture, completely exposed. Every name, contract, dollar, pension fund, federal statute, algorithm, variable, and every person who never appears in your courtroom, but has decided everything that happens in it. I'm going to show you the names of the very people many of you have tried to convince me are here to help, and I can prove to you that they are not. And here's what I didn't find in the perfect machine. The sound of the now empty bedroom that used to have your child in it. The way that a parent stands in a doorway at 2 a.m. not sure if they're even allowed to grieve yet because the case is still open, or the smell of the jacket that they won't wash because it still smells like their little kid. That data doesn't have a field, that pain doesn't have a variable, and that love doesn't have a flag. That's the only thing they couldn't engineer out. They said I better not put this out. It's out. I'm reality, one of the more than 100,000 children whose cases were quietly closed while they were still missing, not rescued, just erased from the system. This is the Black Mirror Project.
I got scared for a second because I thought I thought.
Woo!
I'd like to know who the they are that tried to restrict his freedom of speech.
Oh, probably the same days that do they things.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, but you guys need to check that out, man, because it is something. It is something, his video. I watched it earlier.
What's the video called?
Black Mirror Project is that one.
What's the other one?
Which one?
The 45-minute one.
That's the one. The Black Mirror Project. It's called The Autopsy. That's that episode. It's really worth it. You definitely need to check it out. No doubt. I mean, you guys should check out all of Derek's work. He doesn't get nearly the whatever it is. He doesn't get the attention he deserves. Absolutely. Good one. Thank you, honey. He definitely doesn't, because there's so much information that he gives out that makes Nancy Schaefer stuff look like kindergarten for real. He's exposing these people as like nobody else has, and people need to really start paying attention to that stuff, paying attention to what he's doing, paying attention to what he's saying, because he's hitting the nail right on the head. He's calling it out. So make sure you guys check it out. It's Fostering Reality on YouTube. I'll actually put a link up for his show, for his channel up here.
Oh, it's on YouTube? I was on TikTok.
I think he has a new TikTok too, but
It's me, Mike. Take a break.
well, then I love his stuff. His stuff is freaking amazing.
I love his stuff too. Oh yeah, I got it. Let me go ahead and save. Oh, watch later.
Here's the link, guys.
Okay.
His channel is up there in the chat. Boom, right there. That'll bring you to his channel. And then just look it up. He's got tons of videos. I mean, that kid works hard. He works his ass off.
Yeah, I miss Derek. We haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah, no, we haven't. He'll be around. He's been really busy, he says.
I believe him.
But yeah, I mean, how can you not believe him? I almost feel like I want to watch another one of his videos.
Yeah, we'll find another one.
I'm gonna,
because he needs some viewers too. He's got 388 subscribers.
Yeah,
subscribe to his channel too.
Here we go. 13 minutes of raw truth CPS. Yeah, this one would be perfect.
Okay.
Get some popcorn, guys. Let's go to the movies. We'll watch this one here. Again, this is our man Derek in Fostering Reality. Make sure you guys check his stuff out. But here's another one of his 13 minutes of the raw truth, he says.
Safety system, you're in a revenue trap, and I've got first, I'm physically fit, mentally awake, and I'm morally aligned. I do not take any drugs due to prescription, and I haven't touched alcohol in 15 years. I'm non-violent. I wish no anyone, including myself. So for the ones in back, I'm not suicidal, and I want no harm to come to anyone, not even the ones that I'm about to call out in this. The ones who show up to court every single day after day, and intimidate already traumatized families. Then you start pushing the same lie day after day for your paycheck, and now I'm convinced you know it's a lie. I know you know it's a scam, because I'm just a guy. After a few hours watching your own training videos and reading your conduct manual, then matching that directly against what I see in the courtroom, the scam couldn't be more obvious. I've watched your own trading curriculum, Jeff. Caseworker, attorneys, you name it, and it's all scripted. I'm not guessing. I'm not speculating. I've seen the playbook. CPS foundation training, 41 days of in-person indoctrination, plus 26 CPS response training sessions with simulations on hearing, risk scoring, and courtroom tactics. Also, 30 hours of new volunteer court curriculum. No mental health license required. Yet you get to write court reports that can terminate parental rights. Court-appointed attorneys, in many states, you get 8 hours juvenile dependency training here, and it's mostly free. It's not dependency. Judges, you're certified through the CIP, Court Improvement Program. The same pipeline that funds the very system that you're ruling on. Now, I've watched the videos and I've read manuals. I've matched the script and the performance in court. The moves, the language, the sequence, all of it. It's very deliberate. You did stumble into these tactics. You practice them. You drill them. You know exactly what you're doing. And now the public knows too. So every single time you walk into that courtroom and you push that narrative and you cash that check, you're not able to hide behind your title anymore. You're standing out in the open. When the tide turns, your name will be etched next to the damage that you have caused. Quit while you still have a choice. And yeah, I want no harm to come to you because I am a peaceful man. So if you or someone you love is dragged to CPS, getting family assistance, and you're now coded as a potential risk, or if an anonymous call got you targeted even though you've never abused your children, you're one of the 98%. You need to lock in, listen, and take notes because I'm about to tear this bitch apart. Before you get into the courtroom, you should understand the science of why you feel like you're losing your grip. It's called induced power differential. This is handler psychology. It's the same model used in wartime interrogation, high control cults, and juvenile lockup behavior programs. Step 1, overwhelm your senses. Step 2, isolate you from your allies. And step 3, reframe themselves as your protector. And in family court, that protector is the same one building the case against you. This isn't an accident. These tactics were imported straight from post-conflict military programs and corporate compliance training, then dressed up as child safety protocols. The point is not truth. The point is compliance. And once you know the playbook, you can spot it before it lands. Now, after hours of hearing and seeing different CPS court cases, this is what clicks for me. And here's what you need to know. You need to realize this very first. They all work together. Child removal, court proceedings. This is their office. This is their place of employment. Their world. You're the only one that's here that is being paid. They help each other build their careers. They share the same gossip. Who's the judge sleeping with now and who barely escaped an HR claim? They speak code that sounds like English, and what they're saying really has more than one meaning. Best interest, it's not about your child's inner life. This is the court's performance metric and placement timeline. Reasonable efforts, it isn't actually help. It's documentation that unlocks federal reimbursement. Services, they aren't healing, they're billable events. And attendance, that feeds the pipeline wall. Non-attendance feeds the narrative. Concurrent plan, that means reunification on paper, but adoption in practice. And failure to protect means they can't prove that you harmed the child, so they accuse you of not preventing hypothetical harm. Parental capacity, that's just psych labels pulled from your sessions and turned into a score. Minimizing means you disagree with their narrative, so they code you as having insight deficit. Non-offending parent, that means that you're still risky because you're with the other parent. And stability, that's a plate that keeps the funding clean, not a plate that keeps your child attached. Substantial compliance, it means that you check all the boxes, but they can still say your inside is low so that they can extend your case. Visitation enhancement, that just means more surveillance, more notes, more billable minutes. And therapeutic services, that means EPSDT billing stream. Watch the CPD codes, not the comfort. Even child's counsel recommends. That means that they can move the goalpost further without even cross-examining the data. And specifically in court, here's the middle game that's running underneath. I'll break it down real quick. It's overwhelm, isolation, protector frame, conditioning loop. They overwhelm you with the prior conversations letting you know court will go exactly the way they want it to. Next, they isolate you by putting your allies behind you and making sure that you speak last, if at all. They frame themselves as a protector with lines like, "We're concerned," and "We want to help." Then they follow it by requesting stricter supervision. Then they run the conditioning loop, comply, rescore, add a new task, identify a new deficit, repeat. And every one of these phrases that you hear in the courtroom is tied to one of their automated assistant systems. This is not a conversation. This is coding. Here, let me break down the tools real quick. These are what they're using to code you. Traverse is built by Northwood. This is the caseworker's logging system. Every visit, every phone call, every so-called casual observation, it gets entered here. And it's not just free text. They have drop-down menus for your mood, tone, body language, and even how quick you answer a question. Every drop they hit creates a data tied to a Medicaid reimbursement. Guardian, this one links your entire case history to court scheduling and compliance systems. It holds every note from Traverse, every risk, sort, and every service deadline. If you show frustration in a visit, Guardian doesn't forget. Even if your case closes, that flag is still attached archived to your name and it can follow you forever. Then there's Safe Measures. This is run by the National Council on Crime and Delinquency's Children Research Center. This is the compliance scoreboard. It tracks every time you miss a visit, show up late to a service, or question a caseworker's instruction. Your compliance percentage drops in real time, and when it drops low enough, they call you non-compliant on paper. That number feeds directly into the permanency timeline, and it can be used as justification for terminating your parental rights. Medicaid, EPS, DT billing, this early periodic screening, diagnostic, and treatment. This is where the real money flows. Every therapy session, parenting class, drug test, visit, all of it is signed CPT billing code. The second it's logged in Traverse, Medicaid's billing box starts ticking. EPS DT, it's rules written for healthcare, but in CPS, they're used as a funding engine. Then there's CIP, that's your core improvement program. This is the quiet one in the background. It's tracking how your court meets federal performance goals, and the goals are directly tied to the state funding. Title 4E, this is the jackpot. This is the federal program that reimburses states for the cost of out-of-home placement. This is what the judge really does. He makes sure everyone has it filled out and in on time, or the funding stalls. The longer your child stays in foster care, the more opportunities they have to bill under 4E, but only if those codes in Traverse, Guardian, and Safe Measures are kept current and complete. This is why your case moves the way it does. It is a perfect design. Now, let's see who these people really are. Caseworker, that's just the face of the machine. On paper, their role is child safety, but in reality, their operational mandate is metrics. Policy says 50% of visits must be at home. Every contact, in-person, phone, and text, it must be entered into Traverse within 3 business days. And here's the kicker. There's no blanks allowed. So even if you didn't give them anything to give, they still have to code something, because an empty field can't be billed. In Traverse, they select drop-down codes for your mood, your responsiveness, and your engagement level. Guardian, it ingests these entries, updating your behavioral risk score in real time. Safe Measures tracks whether you're hitting service deadlines, and Medicaid pulls those same contracts to trigger billing. Workers are trained to operate as dual-role handlers. They frame themselves as your ally. I'm here to help you get your kids back, while collecting coded evidence to justify permanency away from you. It's compliance conditioning disguised as support. And every smile, every nod, every I understand is a data capture moment. The judge, you probably thought was neutral, but think more like a project manager for federal compliance. Under Section 475 of the Social Security Act, they must verify placement type, permanency plan, reasonable efforts, and service timelines at each hearing. If any of those aren't documented in Guardian, 4E funding freezes for that case. So what do? They keep the pipeline moving. They sign off even if they haven't read the file. They use Safe Measures permanency data to justify the decision. They keep hearings short to maintain throughput, because the docket isn't just a calendar, it's a production schedule tied to funding. Their tactic is authority framing. They set the tone and they limit your speaking time. They control the narrative arc. They're not looking for truth. They're looking for a complete compliance package, a case that's filled with federally billable accounts. And if your county is on performance improvement cycle, the pressure isn't just on you, it's on them to hit those metrics. Even if that means cutting your clock to unify. Corporate attorneys, this is the silent choke point in your defense. Flat rate contracts, sometimes under $500 per case. In trial, that's just unpaid overtime. So their incentive is simple. Don't fight, don't file, don't stall the machine. In many states, those contracts are issued by the same judicial districts that hear your case. So if they push too hard or they question too much, their name will drop to the bottom of that assignment list. They run a soft control model, learned helplessness. They mirror the language of help. Just follow the case plan, it's the fastest way home. While making zero moves to challenge the state's evidence, they frame stipulation, agreeing to their version of events as cooperation when it's actually your legal suicide note. Casa and Gal, court-appointed special advocate or guardian ad litem. 30 hours of training, no mental health license, but their reports carry the same courtroom weight as an expert witness. Their national training manual teaches them to observe for inconsistent affect, delayed emotional regulation, and passive parenting style. All subjective, all wide open to bias, and their magic phrase, the child may benefit from a more stable environment. That's coded language for terminating your rights without saying it outright. Their observations get entered into Traverse as a narrative text, but those key words are indexed. When inconsistent affect appears, it can trigger Guardian's predictive risk model to flag you even higher for future removal. That means a single opinion from someone with 30 hours of training can follow you into a case years later. Then we have the therapist or the evaluator. This is the one that you think might be there to help you explain what you've been through. In the CPS world, their contracts are usually Medicaid, EPS, DT, or Title 4B wraparound. They're not hired to heal you. They're hired to assess parental capacity, and session notes that should be private, they're not. Under most CPS service contracts, every note is submitted within 48 hours to your case file and guardian. That includes your offhand comments, your body language, and even the way that you sat in the chair. They're running an extractive interview. Every question is a data probe. They're not listening to hear you. They're listening for their billing codes, cognitive inaptability, unresolved trauma, parenting insight level. Each one is a CPT code linked to reimbursement. Those same notes feed Safe Measures compliance scoring. So if they note poor insight, it justifies extending services. And extending services keeps your case 4E eligible. There's the loop. You're not a client, you're a claim. Anyone that they really don't want you to know. HIPAA doesn't protect you here. In CPS board services, you're not the client, the agency is. That means that the therapist, the evaluator, the parenting instructor, they don't work for you. They work for CPS, and you're the subject. They own the record. Everything you say, every note they type, it goes straight to your file through Guardian. And then that data is monetized and weaponized against you. And who do they aim this machine at? It's not the people with the highest abuse rates. Those numbers are the same across every tax bracket. Look it up. They target communities with the most service touch points: Medicaid, public schools, housing programs, places where every form you fill out, every check-in is another data point for their predictive model. And yeah, there are parents who find themselves on drugs or alcohol and realize it's unsafe for their kids and themselves. They want help, they need help. But in this system, asking for help only triggers the removal pipeline. We should have risk-free help, real support. But the way it is built now, your crisis isn't a red flag to support you. It's a green light to code you, build you, and break you. So now I address court as a former foster child from one of the millions of shattered homes based on your risk. You want us to look unstable so that the caseworker can code reasonable concern and traverse. Then the judge can justify non-reunification and guardian so that the attorney can lean over and whisper, "This is normal and we got this." Then the CASA can stamp instability into their report so the therapist can bill a CPT code for poor insight. Then the evaluator can flag for extended services so Safe Measures can drop the compliance score. Then Medicaid can bill another cycle so that the agency can justify keeping the child out of the home longer so that the state can hit that Title 4E reimbursement trigger. Then the caseworker can flag emotional volatility while the judge logs parental non-progress so that the attorney can now lean over and whisper, "Just give up your rights and go with their plan," so that CASA inserts inconsistent attachment in their report so that the therapist can write treatment resistant, so that the evaluator marks unfit to reunify so that the Safe Measure drops your permanency forecast score while EPSDT billing hits a higher Medicaid tier so that the agency locks in a long-term placement. Then the state closes the match for a second 4E payout while each player in that courtroom advances their own careers, then cash their paychecks to take home to their wonderful families while ours gets coded, flagged, fractured, shattered, and shit on and legally erased. What the
Dang. Let's put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
No, it's believable. It's all there.
Well, yeah, but we've been telling people they have contracts with everybody.
Yep.
Except the parents.
Right. Well, hell. I think tonight we'll even end with one of his songs.
Yeah. My cat just attacked my hair too, so
Oh, that means
he wants to go downstairs and the little's running around.
The monsters amongst us. Let's see. Oh, there it is. All right, everybody. Well, make sure you check out Derek's stuff. Listen to his tune as well. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Foster gone, thoughts don't care. Ghosts in my head, thoughts that tear. F941239 branded on my file before I was 5 years clear. They all said the same shit. Better not tell, kid, it'll get way worse in here. Even the real kids whispering threats while their parents steer. Born in a folder, no crib, just a case number and a hearing date. Pills crushed in my juice, respiratory waves turning toddlers into a court case. F943 anxiety, F90.0 separation, ink they used to label me. Now the same codes turned into calibers, letters load the AR-15. 5156 for the panic attacks, 9 for the snakes, 223 for the mess they made. Leave me alone. Mrs. Perfect Christian home, still feel your husband's hands on my neck. Leave me alone, night shift worker, keys rattling while you're proud the hall. Leave me alone. young caseworker with the crocodile tears. You got paid while I starved through it all. Starved through it all. We the invisibles, aged out the system. No feelings left, just facts and mathematics. Hypervigilant, heart rate, flat rifle, fluent, pistol, fully automatic. Grown now, pulling up, packing. Only lesson we kept is right from wrong. Now wrong, getting corrected. 30-round hymns in a real dark song. You built a monster, setting trauma, now the monster got drums and a mask. Every face got a name, every name got an address, every address getting dead. Ever one fresh meat, still crying for mama, think reunification real. Level 2, bounce like trash, learning roles in every house they make you feel. Level 3, chameleon bag, never unpacked, visible just enough to eat. Level gray, master read a lie in the blink, route around rules in the street. Level 5, invisible state, own ghost file too thick for any worker to read. Sleeping fragments, exits mapped, made it out so low they know you a different breed. We the invisibles, age out the system, no feelings left, just facts and mathematics. Hypervigilant, heart rate flat, rifle fluent, pistol fully automatic. Grown now, pulling up, packing. Only lesson we kept is right from wrong. Now wrong, getting corrected. 30-round hymns in a real dark song. F94 through a 5 pop 6. F93 to a full auto switch. F94 to reactive. That's why the AR twitch. 9 millis for the snakes that smile in your face. 223s for the nights they said this hurts me more. While they finish the chase. Every cold day roll, every caliber, every lobby came around. Every better not tell turned into a reason. We outside right now. Seen kids get walked out the back at 3 a.m. Staff pockets, fat, no sound. One phone call, file closed, another invisible. Never found. They pray we don't de-lock forever or read the barrel in despair. But the ones who survive remember every smell, every room, every stare. Thoughts are gone, thoughts aren't care. Ghost in my head, thoughts that tear. We're the invisible. Aged out, fully loaded. No fear, strapped heavy, heart on zero. Just a pulse and a plan. Right from wrong is all we know. And wrong fin to meet the whole fam. Pulling up quiet windows down. 30-round lullaby. Invoice for every tear. Every touch, every read better not tell. This is the correction. Pred's gone dead. 2, 2, 3, good night.
We know it's all about the money, we know they lie, we know this is corruption. Does CPS know what they are doing to the children?